Okay, so I'm in Maya, and I'm just going to do a couple quick little shapes here for some of our insert mesh opportunities with our ZBrush guy. Okay, nothing really fancy. We're just going to create a couple little things. I'm going to create a polygon primitive pipe first, and I'm going to zoom in on this guy. Hit the 5 key to go to our shaded mode. I'm going to go to my inputs and make the thickness about 0.2, maybe 0.3. And I'm just going to create kind of a gear, not exactly a gear. I just had an idea for a shape I wanted to be able to use, and I think it would be easier to do it this way than doing it in Shadowbox. So I'm going to take these faces and I'm going to extrude them out, and I'm going to go to a orthographic view here so I can get a nice glimpse of what I'm doing here. I'm going to scale these down and then pull these down. Oops, go to global mode and pull these down so that they are in line with my little whatever that thing is called, the gear. Okay, so I just want to have something that looks a little bit like this. Go back to the front view. I'm going to go to my vertices and just grab these and pull this up. I want to have this kind of be more of a kind of like a hose input thing. Sorry, I'm getting so technical on here, but yes, the hose input thing is what I want to have here. And now I'm going to go on the inside and do kind of the same thing. Again, it's just a little piece that I imagine I'll be kind of using here and there on this guy. So I'm going to hit extrude again. No, let's hit extrude again and pull. I need to scale it in this way and scale it down, and then just push it down a little bit here. Go in global mode, go to the side view, and just push this down like so. So it's at the bottom with everything else. All right, something like that. Just kind of a neat little piece that we can kind of play around with. And I'm going to grab this top, extrude this in. Let's see here. Let's extrude these in a little bit. I'm going to extrude this out, give it a little bit of a lip here. And this is just, again, just to kind of make it a little bit more interesting. So it's got a little bit of a look to it. That's a little bit less than just, you know, a cylinder. All right, there we go, something like that. Just grab this whole thing and maybe I'll go in and bevel these edges too. I'm not gonna ask you to watch me do that, or maybe I will. Maybe I'll just make you sit there and watch. That's just cruel. I'll watch all these edges get beveled. I'm just gonna grab these edges, not the ones on the inside. We don't need the ones on the inside to get beveled, just these ones. And I'll go to my polygon menu here and bevel these guys. Not quite so much. Just a little bit. Okay, so that'll give us a little something here. That's a decent piece. Okay, so I'm going to just do all my little freeze transformations, all that kind of stuff, and that'll do it for me. Maybe if I'm feeling really adventurous, I'll grab these faces down here, just on the off chance that we see them. And I'll extrude these down, just because I can't leave well enough alone. Okay, now it's perfect. Now I'm going to export this. Export. Oh, it's under File. I always go to Edit for some reason. Export Selection. And I'm going to go to my little Digital Tutors folders here. I'm going to do my OBJs. And I'm going to call this hose port because it sounds official. Now export that. Okay. Now I'm going to just hide this guy. We don't need that right now. So what else are we going to use? We're going to do a couple other little things, but let me see what else I can do. Right now, I'm just going to do something really quick. I'm going to create a polygon primitive sphere. Now, I might come back in here and do this later, you know, when I realize what I need to create. I might not know what I need until I need it. But I'm going to use a sphere here, and I'm going to go to the front view or the side view. It doesn't really matter which. And I'm just going to grab half the faces and delete them. Now, ZBrush does not like open faces, not necessarily. So, you know, you might want to extrude this in and then eventually fill this hole. So I know that I just remember hearing somewhere that ZBrush does not like openings, and it doesn't like them in the sense that when you try to sculpt around them, the openings get a little goofy. So we'll just go here, we'll grab this hole, go under mesh, and just choose fill hole. And if I want to, I could just go to grab that face and go poke face, which will give me all the edges I need. And because I can't stand triangles, I'm going to delete those triangles because they drive me crazy. Okay, beautiful, lovely. Okay, so we have half a sphere here, and what I want to do is just grab these two rows here. I'm going to hit extrude. I'm going to push them in like this and pull them in, and maybe I'll scale them a little bit like this. Okay, I'm going to grab this edge, scale it in like that. Just because, again, this is just one of those things where it looks like it's mechanical in some sense. I'm going to grab these top faces here, go to the side view really fast, flatten them out so that they're not pointed like that. And I'm going to hit extrude, and I'm going to push these down. I'm going to hit extrude again just because I want to have like a little edge loop there. Okay, I'm going to push this down pretty far, and that should do it. I just want to kind of give myself a couple little pieces that I could insert as as a mesh. And this is one of those things where if I were to smooth this, it would get a little soft looking. So I'm going to kind of give myself some edge loops here just to kind of hold the edge. I could crease them at some point, but I'm just going to insert some edge loops here to hold these edges so that if I do subdivide this at some point or smooth it in ZBrush in some fashion, I think I'll already have some edge loops here to play with, and I'll have some sharpness where I want it. Now if I smooth this, it looks kind of the way I want it to look. Again, this is like a coupling of some sort. And it's important when you say these words to pretend that you know what they mean, just because it just makes you feel all important and official. I have no earthly idea what any of these words actually mean, but when you see this giant mechanical creature coming at you, that's not really what you're thinking of, hopefully. So okay, so here we have another piece here. I'm going to do the big three: the freeze transformation, delete history, and center pivot, and I'm going to once again export this guy. Export, and I'm going to call this coupling. And I know it's not a coupling, but I'm going to call it that because it makes me think of The Empire Strikes Back, and it makes me happy. Okay, so two little pieces, and they're the ones I'm going to keep for now. When and if we need to create some more stuff, we will definitely do that. But I just want to give myself some starting point here with some of these pieces that I could start inserting. ZBrush has some pieces on its own that we can use already, and they're really, really cool. So we'll come back here. There will be a part where I want to create something for the hand, like a gun of some sort. And I think I have like a mesh inserted there in ZBrush right now, but as just a placeholder. I want to come back here and do something a little bit more interesting when time comes. But for now, sorry I spoke so quickly there. I just felt the need. We can now go back to ZBrush and really, honest to goodnessly, which is not a word, get started on making our mechanized creature. So in the next video, we're back to ZBrush and we're going to start sculpting for real. See you then.